Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my teaching and my efforts, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In the last video, I have discussed about the TCP header format. In this video, I want to discuss about the source port and destination port in detail. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for a better understanding. So as the source port and destination port will occupy 16 bits each. Now if you have a 16-bit number, maximum you can keep 16 ones. Then the equivalent decimal number will be 2 power 16 minus 1, which is equivalent to 65,535. So this is the maximum port number you can keep either in the source or at the destination, and the minimum is 0. Now at the destination, what is the port number we have to keep? Now the destination IP address. How I can get the destination IP address? The destination IP address will be provided by the DNS, because whenever I want to access the google.com, I will just enter the www.google.com. Then the DNS will convert this one into, or will map it into IP address, which is the Google server's IP address. Am I right or wrong? So using DNS, I am finding the destination IP address. But who is providing the destination port number? No one will provide you the destination port number. Which kind of communication you are using? Suppose if you are using HTTP protocol, then the standard destination port number is 80. So at the destination port number, you have to use the value 80. Similarly, if you are using FTP, then the value should be 21. If you are using Telnet, then it should be 23. So these are the standard values are there. So these values you have to keep it in the destination port number, and the data will be transferred to the destination port. So now let me discuss how many bits are reserved for the port numbers. All these things we will discuss. From 0 to 1023, we have the fixed ports. That is for destination such as HTTP 80, FTP 21, Telnet 23, SMTP 25. All these are well defined. Okay, we have to just use them. So these one we will call it as well defined port numbers. Okay, and then from 1024 to 49151, these values are reserved for future. So if any new protocol has been developed, then they will give one of the port number from this range. Then from 49152 to 65535, these values are used for the source port. Now if I have to keep the source port number, what value I should keep? We will take from the range. Okay, these values will be used for the source port, and destination port we will use the well defined port numbers. Now you can ask me, sir, why you are taking these values? From the source port we can take any value which is from this one, and destination port number well defined. Are you able to understand? Now we will discuss, will it useful for only the source port and destination port for identifying a communication or not? We will check. Okay. Now let's take that I have a device A and I have a device B. Now device A want to transfer a data to device B. Now what they will do? They will establish a communication. Am I right? Because it is a TCP protocol. If you are using TCP, obviously connection will be established, then data will be transferred, then only the connection will be terminated. So let's take that X is the source port number which you are taking from the range from 49151 to 65,535. That is the range we have discussed, 49,152 to 65,535. From this range you can take any value. The operating system will provide the source port number to you. okay, within this range. Now, what will happen? Let's take that you are using HTTP. So at the destination, you will use the number 80, source destination port number. So X is the source port number and 80 is the destination port number. Then the connection will be established and the data will be transferred and a buffer will be allocated for this communication. Now let's take that. There is a node C. If I use only the source port number, not source IP, source port number and destination port number only, then how this buffer will be identified or what this communication can be identified? X comma 80. Am I right or wrong? If I am using only the source port and destination port to identify a communication, this communication can be identified as X comma 80. Let's take that there is a node C. It also want to communicate with the B. So what it will use? It will also establish a communication and it also want to use the HTTP. So then the destination port number will be 80. Will you accept with me or not? Let's take that it also got the some random port number, source port. Again, it also got X. Okay, then what it will become? It also becomes X comma 80. So now if you are using only source port and destination port to identify a communication, then we are facing the problem. This is also having the same value X comma 80 and this communication is also having the value X comma 80. So we cannot uniquely identify these two communication. Now what we will use? Then you people have thought that instead of identifying the communication with the port number, why can't I identify with the IP number? Okay, as you all know that at the network layer we have the IP address. A's IP address will be there, B's IP address is there and C's IP address is there. So what they have decided is that instead of going for the using source port and destination port to identify the communication, a communication will be identified by using the source IP address and B's destination IP address. Then this one will be source IP address is C A comma B and B IP. So which will be a 32-bit comma 32-bit because IPv4 if you are using source IP address will be 32-bit number, destination IP address will be a 32 number. Now the problem is solved. But what is the actual problem? Let me discuss. Why it was not successful is that suppose A has established a communication. Now A has opened another browser. It also want to communicate with the B using the port number 80. So again it has established a communication. What will be the source port number? Let's take that it has taken some number Y. Okay, and it want to use the communication 80 because again it want to use the HTTP only. Just you have opened another browser. This is another browser you have used and this is another browser. The same server you want to communicate. Then you will use the HTTP 80 at the destination. Okay, now what will happen? Again this communication also will be identified with A's IP address and B's IP address. Now these two communications could not be able to identify uniquely. Will you accept it or not? So first we tried with the help of source port and destination port number. Then we faced the problem. We could not able to uniquely identify the two communication. Now we tried the source IP and the destination IP. What is the problem with them? If the same source want to have a two different communications of using different ports to the same server, then what will happen? The source IP address and destination IP address will be same for both the communication. Again there is a problem. So then what the people have thought that instead of using only the source IP, source port number, destination port number, they have used the combination of IP address plus port number. Are you able to understand? Now let me discuss. You have the A's IP address and A's port number. Let's take that this one, it will have A's IP address, comma A's port number which will be X. And here you have the B's IP address and destination port number is 80. So you will have the source port number plus source IP address. Similarly, the destination port number plus destination IP address. If it comes to this one, you have the source IP address is AIP, okay, yes, IP address, and the port number will be Y, and this will be destination IP address will be BIP, and it is 80. Can I able to uniquely identify these two communications? Yes, because here it is X and here it is Y. I could uniquely identify the communication. So the problem is solved. Is it clear? If you take this one, what will be the value? C's IP address will be there at the source, and this value will be X, and destination B's IP address will be there, and you have 80. These two communications also can be able to uniquely identify. Am I right or wrong? So people have started using the IP address plus port number. IP address is how much size? 32-bit, and port number which is 16. So totally we are using 48-bit number to uniquely identify a communication from source to destination. I hope you have understood what is the source port number, what is the destination port number, how many bits each one will be there, what is the range, all these things we have discussed. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. If you really like my videos, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.